Here we are coming to you, NFT.NYC community, from Voxels. I'm not actually in Voxels at the present moment. That would be even more fun. But I am here with Kasey Robinson, the UX designer. And it'd be great, Kasey, if you'd introduce yourself. I think a lot of people know you from Twitter and, of course, from playing in the decentralized metaverse that Voxels has created. So can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do at Voxels?
Sure. So I'm BitPixie. My regular name is Kasey, and I work as a UX designer in Voxels and community manager. So I am responsible for basically listening to everyone's requests and feelings on anything, building tools, the market, wearables, renting, whatever questions you have. And I'm also working on islands and events, and we'll be redoing the homepage this year with a new designer working with me named Sophie. She just came on the team this week. So yeah, we're growing and we are here for the long haul. We've been here since 2018 and we're one of the most functional metaverses, I would say. You can access it on mobile. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people celebrate the development that Voxels has brought to market. Sometimes there's a perception that the way to make money in a metaverse is to buy and flip land, or maybe to things of that nature. But there's a lot more to it. Can you share some of the ways that people are maybe doing a side hustle in the metaverse right now?
Sure. So one thing is wearables, and we make creating wearables accessible for anyone to mint. You don't have to own land to mint it. What you have to do is find someone with a public collection who has land to kind of sponsor you in a way. Like they'll pay the minting cost, and then they receive a small, I think sometimes around 3 to 5% fee for secondary sales. So it's essentially free to make the wearables in Voxels. And wearables are great across all metaverses. Everyone has some kind of avatar. I mean, creating avatars can be an entire profession in and of itself. Another idea is live DJing, or event coordinators, curators, people who basically deal with events. This may also involve game creators, and game creators can be ones who make objects with stories inside of them that can lead you places. It could be scripted. So something like click on these 3 potions and then this button pops up, and then do that and this thing changes and you sign the guest book. So it's like it depends how complicated you want to get and like what your skills are, but I believe anyone can make a game, even if you've never made one before. So yeah, there are other ways to be paid, simply holding your land, even if you're not active like that. You could put it for rent. We have partnered officially with Landworks by EnterDAO, and I can send you the link for that. I've tried it. It's easy. Their website's easy. You basically it sends your parcel, and we've done a lot of audits, a lot of checks. So we saw how they work with Decentraland, so I think it's safe. I mean, I'm doing it. Sent my parcel to them to an escrow wallet where then people can rent out from, and they send you an NFT back to show you like, here's your receipt. So I have that up for, there's my little kid. So I have that up for like 6 months. That's available to rent. You can choose your timeline. Let me think other things. Yeah, you could use your land for ad space. Like you could rent out ads. And they don't have to look like your typical, like there's a big random I'm on an interview. Can you please give me a minute?
Yes.
Okay. My kid just really needed raisins.
I mean, I live in a treehouse with my two boys that are 9 and 13. So they might walk in to the slider at any moment. You never know. Kids are needy.
Awesome. So, oh yeah. So ads. So you can just have an amazing looking building, which will bring me to my next point about doing building commissions for people. And you can just have interactive elements, an NFT gallery in there, or stuff you can, I don't know, press and then it changes forms. Like an ad doesn't have to be just a billboard, you know? You're just saying what goods and services that you're working with. So yeah, building is actually how I made, I would probably make even more money doing build commissions than I actually do working at the company if I were to do that full time, because you know, it's a talent. And at the time I found Voxels, I was taking a New York University class on Unity, and that game engine is pretty complicated. But building in Voxels, for example, and I've tried other metaverse builders too. They're good drag and drops, you know. It's kind of like Minecraft, where it's pretty easy for someone to pick up, even if they don't have that 3D background. So you can, and I learned to make wearables in like 10 minutes on some YouTube videos. So I did some like custom outfits for people. I did some custom building. And that's how I saved up for my first parcel. So yeah, there are always as well things that the metaverse companies themselves could hire you out for, whether it's just a little thing like, hey, you're a really good scripter and we kind of need this thing for our official launch of whatever. Or, hey, you're a good costume builder. We've got a celebrity coming on. They need they need an outfit. Like you might find that if you reach out to the official team, it's possible they could have a job for you. Maybe not at that moment, but at some point. Or, you know, working full-time with the company as well as a developer or marketer, all kinds of things. So yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity in the metaverses in general, in 3D game engines and virtual worlds. It's not always about land flipping, you know, it's not always floor, it's the value that you bring to what you create in that space, and how you can market that and help incorporate it with like profile picture projects, or maybe your home business. I don't know, maybe you sell staplers or something. You can make a whole series of like stapler wearables. Incorporate it with your real life store, like whatever. It's always just up to your imagination. So that's all I have to say.
Well, you're saying a lot. Thank you for all that you're sharing. Let me ask about this. You know, we're both parents. My boys are 9 and 13, so they're like, you know, master Minecraft builders. And I keep telling them, you guys are building for Microsoft. You could be doing the same thing in these other environments. What are we creating as a generation for our kids? What are you looking forward to for our kids' generation to walk into over the course of the next decade or two?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I have a wallet for my kid and he has a parcel. He's too young to use it right now. But one thing I did is for kids and parent groups that hang out in Voxels, we had a Valentine's Day special with amazing Devya. She's a young autistic girl who makes great drawings and loves voxels. Her and her friends came in for Valentine's Day. They put up their hand-drawn art, just like you stick it on the fridge. Now you can share it with the world. I mean, you can, it's just getting involved in understanding people of different neurodivergencies, people from different cultures, different countries. I mean, I think that's a really valuable thing that you can show to a kid, that you know, you don't have to feel isolated. There's always other kinds of people and different foods that maybe you never seen before. Like how people recreate their culture's food sometimes. So yeah, they brought a bunch of wearables, food and costume, and all the kids are just like placing blocks everywhere. It looked crazy. But there was like hearts flying around. It was a great, just do whatever you want, like playground for kids. And yeah, I had donated my parcel, and then the guy next door was like, hey, what's this? What's going on? Oh, it's for kids. All right, I'll donate my parcel. So it was just like this pop-up event. And that's the cool thing, because you can let people borrow and then make a cool pop-up event, have fun, and then just go back to whatever your professional building looks like. So yeah, I think there's many ways that parents and kids can connect and have discussions by either gaming together or metaverse together. We hear often like, oh, gaming is so bad, just go outside. But I mean, the internet is the world we live in now. And as long as you are interacting with your kids, having conversation with them, engaging with them with the internet, I think that's the safest way to you know, monitor and help your kids in this digital age. And you can do it. You can go in the metaverse from sitting outside. Like we were sitting in the grass and at a dance party event the other day, and he's like grooving. He's only 1.5 and he was dancing. Yeah, so it doesn't it's not like, oh, I'm like stuck in this other world. You can definitely incorporate nature and the digital world in your life. So
I think many of us are anticipating full interoperability, whether that's in a couple of years or a decade from now, where all these different metaverses seamlessly kind of go back and forth. But for now, certainly each of the different decentralized metaverses are building their ecosystem. Let's say an organization like Habitat for Humanity reaches out to Voxels and they say, hey, you know, it's too expensive to buy land. It's too expensive to even lease land. And we believe that we want to jump in and create a bunch of homes or townhomes or apartment complexes for people to kind of have their own space. How might that conversation start? And what would an organization like a Habitat for Humanity or an apartment complex company or a residential home builder, what would an approach be like for them to do so and to build these things out for other people to enjoy voxels?
yeah, absolutely. There's a few, I think there would be a few options for that. We do have free spaces that anyone can build in to the maximum height width of a parcel, but it's in the void. So it's not on the grid in the world, but you can have people portal in to there. You can send the URL link, and you can have up to 5 people in one space at a time, but you can make as many spaces as you want. So they could actually make all of those what you said, apartment things for totally for free, and then mint wearables for free as well in someone else's public collection. So we don't have some of the barriers that you often see with other metaverses that require you to submit applications to do stuff, or to own a very expensive piece of land. Yeah, so they can get started that way. It's some things that schools have been doing lately. And the other thing is just to reach out to the community and see who would sponsor you. There's a lot of people who own land who don't really know what to do with it and who believe in good causes. And something that we could do is tweet that out. We could say, hey, Habitat for Humanity is here. Does anyone want to offer your parcel for whatever duration, for free? Like there are people who definitely would. The third thing that we could do is a stretch. Like, I'm not sure if this will be possible because we haven't even done a private island for like a large paying buyer ever. But I feel like inevitably at some point it's going to happen where a company or a nice volunteer organization will say, hey, we want our own island and we want to bring people there. It's kind of what you're saying. The person to reach out to for that right now would be Valerie. So if you email Valerie@voxels.com, she's our business to business person, business strategy and marketer. She came on about a month or two ago and she's been awesome. She's been starting those kind of talks with strategic brand partnerships that would bring in a lot of, good press, new people, good causes. So yeah, if anyone has big ideas, she would be the one to just start that conversation with. And since we are a company that mints slowly and creates like new cool quirky stuff for each island now, yeah, we're open to hearing wild possibilities. So
I love
thank
that.
you for that. Thank you for that question. That's my like 3-layered approach to the answer.
No, that's awesome. We're
Yeah.
excited to have you come speak at our event, NFT.NYC next month in Times Square, side hustles in the metaverse. I think people will be interested in that topic. I thank you for jumping on with me. You're a great representative of Voxels and all sorts of new insights that I got to learn from you today. So thanks for being here. For me watching, thank you for your attention, and we'll see you at NFT.NYC next month.